guys, welcome to 19 weeks. I can't believe I am 1 week away from the halfway point of this pregnancy, and considering that I'm a type 1 diabetic, I could very likely have the baby before 40 weeks, so I might already be at the halfway point. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping to go to a full 40 weeks or as close as possible, but yeah, I could already be at the halfway point. So this week, the baby is 6 inches long, which I don't know why, but to me, at least in the empirical system that we use over here, 6 inches seems like a milestone because it's halfway to 1 foot, halfway to 12 inches. So that's more like 15 centimeters. The baby's also half a pound, so I guess it's a half a foot and half a pound. In grams, that would be about 225 grams. So that's getting pretty big. It's like probably about the size of my hand, which is crazy, and I'm definitely feeling the size of the baby. A couple things before I start my update. I want to mention that the reason I'm doing my pregnancy vlog 1 day earlier than I usually do is because I'm actually leaving today on my Babymoon. It's also kind of combined with just a general vacation. My husband and I are going to visit my brother, but we're also taking several days just for the two of us to go on a Babymoon. I'm really excited about that. It could be our last, vacation that we take together before the baby comes. And also, because we're going on the Babymoon, that means that my 20-week update is going to be late. So I usually upload on Thursdays. You can expect to see my 20-week update on the following Monday. So that update is going to be a little bit late, but don't worry, it's because I'm enjoying my Babymoon. Alright, if you guys didn't see my old wives' tale video that I filmed, I will link that down below. I know it ended up being kind of long, but if that's a problem for you, just watch it on double speed. That's what I do if videos get too long. Alright, so on to pregnancy symptoms. I don't have a ton to say this week, except that I think I've definitely gotten to the point in my pregnancy where I feel pregnant. And what I mean by that is that my body has certainly become pregnant. Like, it's become really obvious to me that I'm pregnant. One way that I feel really pregnant is that my uterus is sticking out like crazy. So especially first thing in the morning when I first wake up and I'm like lying on my back, it's when it's the easiest to feel, and I'll just lie there for a little bit before I get up and put my hands on my uterus, and it really feels like a balloon is underneath my belly, or like a melon or something like that. Like, it's hard. I can feel the outline of where the baby is, and sometimes I feel like certain parts are a bit harder, and I wonder if the baby is there. So I'm definitely able to feel my pregnant womb, and that certainly makes me feel like a pregnant lady, and it's not just hypothetical anymore. It's very much real. Also, I swear I felt the baby kick from the outside this week, and it still might be too soon for anybody else to feel it, but the baby was moving around, and I thought that if I put my hands there, I might just be able to feel it. So I put my hands where I felt the baby moving, and I patiently waited. And lo and behold, I felt a kick, from the outside. I felt on my hand a little jab. And I think the reason I was able to feel it is because I could also feel it on the inside, so I knew it was happening. And so it was like my hand was expecting to feel it, which is why I'm not sure if somebody else would be able to feel it yet. It might be too weak, but I swear I felt it from the outside, which means it's not going to be much longer before my husband's able to feel it. Also, I definitely feel like I look pregnant now. I've caught people looking at me, staring, then they look away quickly, and I think it's because they're oh, look, a pregnant lady, especially when I'm in the gym. So maybe it's just because you don't see many pregnant people in the gym, I don't know, but when I'm working out and my eyes wander around the gym, I'll usually catch somebody who's been staring at me, and I think it's because they're staring at my belly. So I think I've definitely reached the point where I look pregnant to the surrounding public. I also feel like my boobs have finally gotten on board with this pregnancy, and what I mean by that is that I haven't really noticed much change in that region, and from everything that I've read, that's oftentimes one of the first symptoms that you're pregnant, like sore breasts, swollen, tender, they start to grow, areolas get darker. Mine have stayed relatively the same until this week. I have finally noticed that my normal bras, which I've been in up until now, are finally starting to feel tight, they're not fitting anymore, and I find that I'm sort of spilling out of the cup. And so I might have to look into getting a new bra here pretty soon, But yeah, so my boobs have finally caught on that I'm pregnant, and they're starting to change as well. And finally, I've noticed this week that I've gained weight. Like all of a sudden, like overnight. So the way my weight thing has gone this entire pregnancy is that I actually started out the pregnancy about 20 pounds overweight. And usually when you start out overweight, you don't gain as much right in the beginning. And I didn't. For my first trimester, I didn't gain a thing. And then even, 14, 15, 16 weeks, maybe I went up a pound or two, but I really didn't gain that much weight. So suddenly I was shocked this week because I stood on the scale, and I try not to weigh myself too much because I don't want to get, obsessed about weight, but I stood on the scale this week and I was shocked to see that I was a full 10 pounds heavier than my pre-pregnancy weight. And I was like, what? And it's weird to me because I've been working out and I feel like I'm getting more in shape. I feel like my arms are thinning out and my legs are thinning out. So I don't feel like I'm gaining weight overall, like in general. But when I stood on the scale, I was shocked to see that I was 10 pounds heavier. So I'm definitely gaining weight due to pregnancy. All right, diabetes related stuff this week. Pretty much the same. I haven't gotten to that point yet where I've noticed a definite change in my blood sugars. That happens around 21 weeks. I've been told you start to become more resistant to insulin, and you start to gradually need to increase your insulin week by week. I haven't noticed that yet, but when that happens, I'll let you know. In general, I'd say that my blood sugars have been about 85% really, really good, and 15% I've had a couple highs. Which is, I find that that's been pretty typical throughout this pregnancy. And from what I know about being a long-term diabetic is that shouldn't really affect my A1C. I think my A1C will still be pretty good, pretty close to the 5% mark. But I do still have occasional highs, and this week in particular I've had some overnight highs, which is frustrating. And whenever I get highs in the middle of the night, I know it's due to delayed stomach emptying. Like, my digestion is sluggish, it's slow, and that's probably my dinner that's been sitting in my stomach and it decides to digest late. So what I mean by high is that I've had some numbers around the 160 range. When my numbers get high like that, I check my blood sugar so often that I'm usually able to catch it pretty quickly, and then I correct. Even if it means I'm going to go low from correcting, I don't care. I'd rather be low and then take a little bit of glucose and get my number, to the 70, 80 range. I'd rather do that. So whenever my blood sugar does go to 160 or maybe even 170, it's happened this week, I do correct it really quickly, and overall I don't think that it's going to be a problem, and I'm not too concerned about it. And as always, I try to just get over it when that happens and make changes the next day and try to do the best I can day by day. That is literally all we can do, and if we try to be any more perfect than that when we're pregnant, you're going to go insane. So yeah, overall I'd say it's been a pretty good blood sugar week, and I will let you guys know when I get to that point where suddenly my insulin seems to not be working. Alright, I think that's it for updates for this week, so I'm going to go ahead and end with a belly shot. Here it is, my 19-week belly, and as you can see, I feel like it's got sort of the classic sort of, yeah, that chick's pregnant look. And also from the front, I feel like I look pregnant. Alright guys, thanks as always for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below and I will get back to you. Just a reminder, again, my 20-week update is going to be a couple days late because I will still be on my Babymoon. So look for that one probably on a Monday instead of on Thursday. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great week, and I am really excited about leaving for my vacation today. I hope that it's awesome. I expect it's going to be pretty cool. So I will see you guys in my next update, which will be 20 weeks. Bye!